All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And it's episode number two. And as you can see, it's the topic which we have a lot of questions to ask, and we do not have a solution. We've got a potential backup, but we don't know whether he is the right fit for Team India at US. It's topic is the T20 World Cup. Who will be the seeming all rounder? And we have to get an answer. Is it Hardik Pandya or is it the man on picture? Is it Shivam Dube? And to get more crisp and more fun in this show, I have one person who is supporting Hardik Pandya and the other person who is supporting Shivam Dube. So Sandy Paaji here supporting the left-handed Yuvraj Singh 2.0, Shivam
Come on,
Dube.
Shivam. Come on, Shivam.
Yeah, and Deepu is here supporting the experience of Hardik Pandya. Let's get the show running. Before that, Deepu, welcome to the show. This time, on a different note, how is it feeling to be on a debate?
Well, yeah, first of all, thank you for calling me here. And obviously, Paaji has started with his ammunition already, even before starting the actual thing. So, yeah, and it's been quite a long time since I participated in such kind of a debate and online. So, yeah, it's a new experience, and hopefully, it's a really good session with Paaji and you, and just we can finally reach a conclusion to which can help the Indian team to lift the trophy in West Indies and America.
That's the only thing
Absolutely.
I agree with him today. Indian team, it's going to be all out war.
Okay, I see you're very excited. I'll get the things rolling first. And it's nothing but Deepu who has to start the proceedings. It's Deepu who has said that Hardik Pandya should be part of the T20 World Cup squad as well as the playing 11. He has gone for Hardik Pandya. Deepu, first point is it an experienced player and an only Indian all rounder who can bowl fast? Kindly
Well, yeah,
explain
I
this point.
mean, obviously experience counts, and obviously all the hatred is there, and he has been the reason for it. Of it, injuries are also there, but looking at the hindsight and also the practicality, I don't find Shivam Dube as an ideal replacement. Reason being the bowling issues he's had. I mean, Hardik is someone who can bowl 140 plus, and he's the rare commodity as of now. Earlier we had all rounders with Irfan Pathan and all those guys being there, but currently is the only one who is the last one, I think, of the crop at the moment who can bowl 140 odd and can fit in the middle order and is a big game player as well. We have seen in the knockouts in Champions Trophy, the World Cup last year as well in 2022 and in the semi-finals where he scored a 70 odd and we managed to cross 170. So yeah, I feel the experience counts in crunch situations and he is the one who can be a perfect six bowling option rather
Okay,
than.
so
Perfect
you
six
still
bowling
go.
option. No,
Yes,
no,
Paji.
no, 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 no. He does not bowl. This player will not bowl. He refuses to bowl. He refuses to, when it gets hot for Team India, he does a runner. He gets injured. He spends more time in the gym than he does in the middle. You cannot take a risk with this guy. Honestly, he'll play the full IPL and then he'll get either injured when he plays the first game for India, and that will cause the selection headache for the team. Just get him out. Just throw him out and put Shivam Dube in.
Okay, but Paji, the 2 points which Deepu said, as a whole, I'm sure you do not agree. But anything you want to say before I go to your slide?
Yeah, you learn from experience, and this person spends more time in the hospital bed than he does on the cricket pitch. It's all right for him to come up and play one game when he scores a 70, but look at his average. He's only got three scores over 50 in 92 matches. His average is less than Shivam Dube's with the bat. He's not a lefty, so a lefty in the middle order for India is key, and he doesn't bowl. And on top of that, he's bringing a lot of scandal, lots of disharmony to the team. I honestly think if you want to go for marketing, you go for Hardik Pandya. If you want to go for a team dynamics, you go for Shivam Dube.
Well,
Okay,
Paaji,
I,
I'll slightly disagree with this one. The reason being, Shivam Dube he has played three games, all these three games. Before this, he was not in the picture in South Africa. Australia, he was benched. So, to judge him on just these three games and knowing the fact all the three games were against was slightly weaker bowling and also the fact that all three were played on belters. we need to see a spin game. And even though thankfully that he's playing for Chennai, Chepauk will host 7 games. We can test him out, but I still feel that to play in conditions like such dusty conditions in West Indies, where Guyana is even more worse than Chepauk. So I feel Hardik has that game plan to just chop, anchor the role, and just they can go Basak in the end. So I think that is the reason I have picked them and ahead of Shivam Dube. Yes, the lefty thing counts, but I feel it's better to have someone who can just not go bashing from the very first ball and can just hold the game up a little bit.
See, the problem we have here is where does he fit into the batting lineup? And Shivam Dube fits that 4, 5, or 6. He can bat in any of those positions. He'll have another IPL under Dhoni. So the improvement from last year from the previous is 5%. So this is a player that is on the up. And whereas we have the person that is on the down, the only thing up about Hardik Pandya is his ego. The guy is just like crazy. I'm just trying to think, how can you even go to a franchise like Mumbai Indians and say to them, I'll join you, but I'll join you only as a captain, knowing that there's a superstar player in the team. It's like me saying, okay, I want the hottest girl in the world. I'm dating the hottest girl. And somebody saying, I'll only be your friend if I can date her. That is the situation we have here. It is completely nonsense that this guy's ego, the people behind him is doing something that this guy does not understand what he's doing. Because if he went to Mumbai Indians, fair enough, that would be a good move for him. Yes, Ambani Paisa is very good for him. But to ask for the captaincy, knowing Rohit Sharma is in the team, and now knowing that Rohit Sharma is going to be the captain, how can you have an ego like that in the team? It's going to be bad for the dressing room. The best thing that happened in the World Cup was his injury. Because once he got injured, who did we bring in? Shami, bowler of the tournament. So I think India have to really, what they have to work about is forget the fast bowling all-rounder, because they have enough fast bowlers in the team. What they need to do is get obviously an extra spinning all-rounder for this dusty wickets, and again have a couple of, they've got Jadeja, they could have Akshar Bapu, and they could also have Kuldeep or Bishnoi. So I think the all-rounder should not be a fast bowling all-rounder. It should be a spinner.
Okay, so you're going with a spinning all-rounder rather than a fast bowling all-rounder. But we stick to the topic we have today, and I would request you to go on with your 2 points as well. You're saying he has a massive injury record and he is unfit. So a fit Hardik Pandya or an unfit Hardik Pandya is first question, and then he is an ego in the dressing room. You have completely explained this one, but thoughts on this? Before his injuries, he was a very fit. He was bowling fast. He was playing the test matches as well. Right now, once he's come back,
I don't agree with that. He was bowling for about 3 overs, 4 overs, having a rest, then getting injured, not playing for a year. Whereas this guy consistently played, cricket at the highest level when it counts. Yeah, everybody can play, bowl 4 overs. He's never, I can't even remember when he's consistently bowled 4 overs in for the franchise, let alone he'll bowl 1 over, 2 overs. For India, he'll bowl 1 or 2 overs. We don't need a player like that. And the problem is, he will be taking a spot of a person in form. The guy has no form. We cannot count what he did in the last IPL. This IPL we'll see, but I tell you, he's just not, for me, his body does not react to stress. And I think that's why he's trying to become a batsman, and he does not fit into the Indian 11 as a batsman with the players that we have now. You have Rinku. So if he comes in a batsman, does he replace Rinku? He cannot replace Rinku because Rinku is the finisher. We don't need him as a finisher in the team. We have Jadesh who can also play there. Rohit plays well. Virat plays well. We have so much options for the batting. India should not really lose more than 7 wickets per game with the standard. If they're batting fires, nobody's going to touch them, and then you can afford to have the bowling unit there. And remember, the biggest thing for us in the World Cup will be Bumrah will be back. So once Bumrah is back, you got 4 overs from him. Arshdeep, you got 4 overs from him. Siraj or Mukesh, you got 4 overs from him. So you've already almost got 12 overs, and then you got 8 overs of spin. So where does this guy bowl? And if you have an extra player, you can bowl an extra ball over a spin as well. So realistically, I can't see where this guy will bat. I'd rather have a lefty in Shivam Dube who can bat at, say, 4, 5 or 6, any of those positions. And you've got a lefty in the team, because I don't think Ishan Kishan should go either. I think it should be Jadesh or Rishabh Pant. If Rishabh Pant is fit, I don't see why we should go for an unproven, unfit He's fit in the gym, but he's not fit to play cricket.
Okay, but Paaji, before I move on to the next slide, you said one very important point that he has seen that Rohit is now going to be the T20 World Cup captain, and you said that because of his ego, he may not keep himself fit for the T20 World Cup just because he has taken the leadership of Mumbai Indians because Rohit was there. So there has been a little bit of miscommunication or banters that has been going on between him and Rohit. But do you think that whatever happens in the future, will he keep himself honest and fit for the T20 World Cup?
He would try to, because obviously for him it's the marketing opportunity. He's not making much fans. Yes, you can do gym fitness and show your muscles and show you training. But the guy, look at him, look at the shape of him. He's got no meat, he's got no mass. Bowlers are building up their strength. This guy is getting skinnier and skinnier. He needs to eat a laddu. He needs to eat a laddu. And with 3 or 4 laddu a day, he may get some mass on him. And this may stop him getting injured. He's just too thin. I don't think his body can cope with the workload. And we'll see that in the world, in the IPL. The problem is he just did not, have the issue with Rohit. He also got an issue with Surya Kumar Yadav, and he's also got a problem with Jasprit Bumrah. So you've got 3 players in the dressing room, and you've got this ego on the side. How is that going to gel? We will tell in the IPL if it all comes good, but I think behind the scenes there's going to be a lot of tension, and I rather India have a tension-free dressing room, keep the spirit that they had in the World Cup, which was absolutely fantastic. And I think that's what won Rohit to the heart of the nation. The spirit he built it in the team. The emotion he showed. Even in defeat and through the victories, he got the country together. And I think this time it's not at home, but India will be at home in most of those stadiums because I think in the USA, most of the fans that will be going will be Indian fans.
Absolutely. And Deepu, you seem to be quiet for a long time. So do you agree with the fact of what Paaji said so far about Hardik Pandya?
No, I was listening to him because it's better to listen first and then reply with an answer. So I feel yes, some things what Pajia said, some things stand complete and correct as well. But looking at all the egos and all those things, I think it's better to keep them aside because it's a nations World Cup. It's a country's tournament. Country is going to play. So I feel it's better to keep the egos and clashes aside and let's just play the World Cup and win it because ultimately it's India, right? I mean, it's not the IPL franchise. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Let's
it
just
does. It
try
does.
right.
Just imagine if you had a brother and he got married and you got married and your wife didn't like his wife. What happens? Pandey khak deya, yeah. Pandey, right? And that will happen in the dressing room. It doesn't matter what you say. We hear from the background. RR is. There's 2 camps in RR because Josh camp, Sanju camp. Now there's going to be a Hardik camp and Rohit camp. I just think what's the point? The guy's not going to bowl. Is he good enough to bat at 4 or 5 or 6 compared to Shivam Dube? No, he's not. And it gives us a lefty. And I will stand by this. I think what we will see Shivam Dube excel in the batting for CSK with Dhoni's mentorship. And we will get a proper, all-rounder that does only have to bowl 1 or 2 overs if required. Otherwise, I would still prefer Shivam Dube with the bat than I would prefer Hardik Pandya because he's not going to be bowling and he's not going to be bowling more than 3 overs in any game.
Okay, so fair enough. Yeah, Deepu.
I'll still have a little bit disagreement because the bowling is again making the big difference here because Shivam Dube again he was smashed and all those things can happen to even to Hardik as well. I'm not denying that, but I mean someone who can bowl 140 plus and even if it's 2 overs or 3 overs, I just feel the lead bowlers can get that confidence. Okay, if we have an off day, we have someone who can chip in with the overs in the middle, and obviously he's a more reliable batter as compared to Dube. I'm not judging him because of his 3 games here because all 3 were on belters. It's the Chepauk surface, and if he gets to play in West Indies as well, it's the slow wickets will judge his character. I mean, Hardik has played here. He has played the last tour as a captain in the
I'll just ask
T20s.
Deepu one question.
Even though we lost it, but still.
Deepu, if all the wickets are going to be slow, especially in America, we don't know, but in the West Indies, likely to be slow, why would he need a bowler that bowls 140?
Well, Paji, because because we have someone like an Ashdeep as well who can go for runs up front, or especially against the big teams and all those things. So he has that knack of picking wickets as well. Whereas Shivam Dube is someone, although he has started to improve on his slower delivery as well, but there is that Hardik Pandya factor that he'll definitely provide you some tight overs in the middle, which is important. Whereas Shivam Dube can also go for runs and can go for plenty of them. We have seen in the recent series as well. So that is the reason that I am banking on experience again.
Okay, but again, if you go for if you have Mohammad Shami as the other bowler, your death bowling is sorted. We know two at the end of Bumrah, two at the end of Arshdeep. Arshdeep is a lot better at the death than he's at the front, so you can even rotate the bowling. You could have Arshdeep one over in the power play. You could have Bumrah one in the power play, and you could potentially have Shami to bowl three, or even Siraj is better in the power play than he's at the end of the innings. So suddenly you've already gone past the power play. You then just have to do the death bowling. And as we've seen, Arshdeep is probably our second best death bowler after Bumrah. We haven't seen Bumrah and Arshdeep bowl together at the death in a T20, and I just think it's going to be dynamite. So I don't see where Hardik will play any role as a bowler, because if you have Jadeja and you have maybe Akshar and you maybe have Bishnoi, you've then basically got enough overs in the tank to do it. And remember, having Bishnoi in the team and Jadeja gives you more rotation, gives him, if it's not the same type of bowling. And I think having
Yeah.
somebody who just bowls that length and line that Hardik bowls, I don't think he's that economically myself. I don't think he's a wicket taker either. He's probably just you're talking at roughly maybe 2 to 3 runs difference between him and Shivam Dube. But I don't think India will actually need the sixth bowler, because I think they've got enough with the bowling. What will win India the World Cup is the batting, and that's why I would put Shivam Dube in as an extra batsman. Gives you more variety in the left-hand batting, and we don't know the dimensions of the wicket, and one of the sides that could really benefit of having a left-hander on that side. So I don't see where he would fit in the game. And again, we've got loads of finishers in the batting, so why would we need somebody who's only got 350s in 92 matches, 350 plus scores in 92 games, and he's been given his chance, got a terrible injury record, got a terrible ego. I just think it's time to bin Hardik and give Shivam Dube a chance.
Okay, I would request you to hold your points as well, because we still have the part of Shivam Dube left. And Paji, there's a question for you, and I would request you to answer it as short as possible. That is, he has been an IPL champion as well, and also a very reliable batsman as well. Would you consider a fit Hardik Pandya in your playing 11 or not?
No, I wouldn't. If I was his coach, I just would not want to touch that player with a barge pole, knowing what we know now, knowing that potentially the dressing room, because for me, the dressing room is sacrosanct. That is the place where it has to be unified, not just in front of the media, like everything seems to be rosy in the garden. It has to be, personalities. Personalities make the team. The team strength is then built through the management, and if the management can control wherever the team spirit, and we saw it with the fielding medals, we really want that good very vibe in the dressing room. Without that good vibe, and potentially putting in some toxic person like Hardik, because of what's going on, before, I don't have any problems with Hardik. What's gone on, I think it's even divided the Indian fans, and I think that's what we need to do. We need to unite the fans, unite the team, and then we could have our best chance of winning this T20 World Cup. And then whatever happens after that, Rohit goes into sunset, Hardik can come in, and if he does well for Mumbai Indians, he can captain in Team India in the future, but not now.
Okay, fair enough. I'll now go to Deepu, rather Paji, you as again, and that is, why do you want Shivam Dube in the team? The 2 pointers you gave is left-handed powerful batsman who is better than Hardik Pandya, and he has improved a lot under the leadership of MS Dhoni for CSK. Do you think we are lacking a left-handed power hitter in the middle order for Team India?
Yes, definitely. As I said, that's why I said I would even drop Gill, and I would play Shashvi. I think one at the top, one in the middle, and then you got Rinku as well, who can do anything. And Sky can play left or right-handed as well. So I just think that variety of different types of batsmen, it'll be brilliant, because that's what I want to see. I want to see Sky and Rinku back together. I want to see Bumrah, and I want to see Arshdeep bowl together. And I think having Shivam Dube as a left-hander, it'll really, really benefit us within that lower middle order. And if
So you have a right-handed power hitter, you have a left-handed power hitter. Why do you want to go for a left-handed power hitter than a right-handed one?
because he's better than Hardik. Why have Hardik? Why have Hardik?
That's
Hardik
just a
is-
one-line answer.
That's just what I was saying. I was just saying, like, he's got no form into him. He hasn't played for a long time. He'll play. Where is he going to be bat for? Mumbai Indians. He probably won't even get a bat for them, because their batting is stellar. So will he bat a 5 or 6 for Mumbai Indians? You don't know. So I don't think, as I said, having Shivam Dube, if you do need him, whether we need him as a batsman that period, it just depends on how good our batting bats at the top. If our batting is batting at the top, our team will be very flexible. And whether we need an all-rounder, a bowling all-rounder, that's the other thing. So I think that we've got all bases covered.
Okay, and Deepu is requesting you to stop so that he can say something. Deepu, go ahead.
I mean, obviously, all the points Paaji said are, most of them are valid, but still, Shivam Dube, I mean, he's a good batter. I mean, no discredit to him, but still, coming into the crunch games, you need experience, and also the fact he is a weak fielder. If you can, I mean, Hardik is an injury prone. I understand. I take that point as well. But we have seen Shivam Dube has been awful in the recent series as well. I mean, he dropped a catch of Harshdeep in Mohali, and I think there was another catch drop from him in the second game as well. Whereas Hardik is still swift, even though he's coming back from injury. IPL will tell all the stories for us, but still, it's better to go in with him because he is a he can contribute in 3 dimensions. Whereas Shivam Dube, he's a gun batter, but bowling is something there which Hardik is a little bit 1 or 2 notches above. And just what Paaji was saying in the last 10 minutes or so, I think that Shami, Arshdeep and Bumrah, I think 3 proper seamers in T20s. I mean, that is something which Indian team hasn't done in the recent past. They have gone with 2 proper seamers and with 1 seam bowling all rounder. So it's better to have 6 bowling options. And if you are going with the bowling all rounder, then why not Hardik? Because it will be a balanced bowling attack, and also there will be no weak links. Even though Hardik can go for runs and anyone can go for runs, but have those proper 6 bowling options where there is no weak link in the squad. That
I'll give you something there, Deepu. I'll give you some credit there. I think you hit it in the head. Let's see what happens in the IPL, because that's what's going to happen. Who gets selected out of these 2 simply will happen on IPL form. And I'm guaranteeing you, I'm sure Shivam Dube will score more runs than Hardik, and he probably will end up taking more wickets than Hardik. And if that happens, what would you do then?
Well, if that happens, then obviously there will be he'll be on that flight, and although all the sagas that had been happening in the backdrop, there will be something there. If Shivam Dube manages to score runs, even though I am still looking that Hardik will have a gun season with Mumbai, both as a captain and as a player. Given that he's got the leadership, and someone who has got the leadership, he is in that different aura of his own. We saw what he did with Gujarat, wins the title, and then reaches the final very next year. Even though he did his stupidity in that last 2 deliveries, and another final could have been in his pocket. So I think it's something which in the captaincy, which brings something different in Hardik Pandya, and with Mumbai, with getting the captaincy of the Mumbai Indians, I think he'll get a little bit more mature, and he himself has to think that if he's going to play the World Cup, how he has to avoid the injuries and how he has to conduct himself both on and off the field. So I think Hardik will be there in that flight to West Indies and America.
A little bit of Deepu, you said in the second point that he is not that effective in slow tracks. He has played 1 full season almost in a surface like Chennai. That's a slow track. But what else do you expect him to adapt to be a regular starter for Team India?
See, for being a regular starter, obviously he needs to increase his pace because
Okay.
Hardik is there, that one bowler who can bowl 140 plus, but we need another all rounders as well,
Yeah.
because Hardik cannot play forever. And we just have one all rounder, whereas teams like Australia, England, they just keep on producing all rounders one after the other. So I think Dube is a really ideal candidate who can just increase his pace a bit with the ball, and can just flex his muscles, and just get his fielding tactics right, because he's a little bit slow in terms of fielding. We have seen that in the series and even in the IPL as well, that is mostly inside the circle. Whenever the death overs are there, he is not on the deep. It's the good fielders who are in the deep, who are patrolling the deep boundaries, right? So I think it's better that he works on his bowling and fielding aspects, and we can be lucky enough to get proper all rounders who can chip in with the bat. And obviously what Paaji said, that he can play the Yuvraj Singh role as well, for which we have been searching for players in this last decade. So yes, there is potential, but he needs to work on it.
I agree that he does need to, get at least a 5% increase in
Yeah.
his pace. If that could happen, then that will really benefit Team India, because I think there's a lot of call for Shardul to be brought to the team. We should avoid that at all cost. If you ask me the question, would he have Shardul or Hardik? I'd always go by Hardik. But I think now we have to look at the team dynamics. Let's see what happens in the IPL. Let's see what the vibe is in the Mumbai Indians camp. How the senior players of Mumbai Indian players react to Hardik. If that is negative, then obviously he will not be going on the plane. If he doesn't show form with the ball, he shouldn't be going on the plane. And we'll see what he does with the bat. Captaincy, we don't need him for captaincy because he's not even half the captain
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma is. So
Rohit Sharma.
forget about captaincy. Let's see what he does with the bat. Compare that with Shivam Dube. Let's see what they do with the ball. Compare that with Shivam Dube. And if he does have one clear advantage, it probably is in the field, because Hardik is a great fielder. So let's see what happens with that. I'm quite happy to give Deepu some credit on those points. But again, for me, you cannot just pick a player for his injury record, how bad his injury record is, and secondly, the ego, the what the baggage he's bringing into the team. I think that is a big problem for the team, and we will only find out what happens once the IPL is going on.
Absolutely. And going on to the final slide, that is Deepu, your question is here, is that we lack a left-handed power hitter in the middle order, as well as he is an all-rounder. If he has a great IPL like we discussed under MSD, would you consider him part of your playing 11?
Well, see, again, he's a gun power hitter. We have seen that in the recent series, but IPL obviously will tell a lot of things, since he's playing at Chepauk 7 games. Chepauk will definitely turn, and 1 game at Lucknow as well, and Delhi also. Given the fact, even though the pitch has changed, but still there will be WPL and all those games. So Delhi pitch will also get tired. So he has that nine good opportunities to prove himself. And I want to see Shivam Dube, the bowler and fielder, more, because it's
Okay.
those two departments that he's weak right now. We have seen that in the series as well. So I
Yeah.
think if we can, work 10-20% on those things, I think he'll definitely be in that 11. Even though I'm still going with Hardik only, because I still find him much better in terms of batting and all those things in all the three departments. So yeah, if he has a gun season, then definitely he'll be in the scheme of things in the squad of 15, not in the squad of 11. But yes, it's important that he has a great season, because we need a left-hander as well. But right now we have Rinku, so not much to debate about this one.
Fair enough. Final word. Deepu, you're sticking to Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, sure. Hardik
Okay.
Pandya
And
definitely.
Paji, you're sticking to Shivam Dube.
No, Deepu's convinced me that I should pick Hardik. No chance in hell. No
Okay.
chance in hell. I'm not going to be supporting that guy. The only time I support him, and this probably goes for all the fans, will be once we see the IPL. If everything is okay with Mumbai Indians, he bowls, I give it him. He got the fielding. If he bowls for Mumbai Indians and he stays injury free, I still would probably pick Hardik. But I think with all the baggage, I just can't pick that. I can't see it improving. I don't know what Mumbai Indians will do to create harmony within their camp. real harmony. We're not just saying outside of the screen, what is happening behind those dressing rooms, and the tensions that he might bring. I'd rather say forget the baggage. We'll just take Shivam Dube. He's a Mumbai guy as well, so he can just give him the game. Obviously, the IPL is critical. The form that they bring from the IPL into the World Cup is going to be crucial. The good thing is for Shivam Dube, he's playing on the slower wickets, so we will see. We will see how he faces good quality bowling in the IPL, because we have to think about that. IPL teams are in some areas stronger than what national teams he will be playing against. So realistically, he will get a good workout in the IPL. He's playing for a franchise where he has to still perform. And again, the captaincy burden on Hardik Pandya, the emotional captaincy factor, we will see whether that happens. But again, for me, you cannot take a player there's only 15 players. You have people that can be standby players, but you need 15 players, and you need the 15 players fit and ready to go onto that pitch anytime when called. And that is one thing you can't do with Hardik. You cannot guarantee he can play a full IPL, the 14, 15, 16 games of the IPL, and then play a full World Cup, because he just doesn't have the fitness and the
Fitness is the concern.
That is the massive concern.
Absolutely, and agreed with you.
Get Hardik Pandya traded to Punjab Kings. Maybe Paaji can change his
No.
mind.
I would never have him. I would never.
We'll come to the IPL banters later as well. But Deepu stuck with Hardik Pandya. Deepu convinced Paaji to come to Hardik Pandya. So both of them have gone to the Hardik Pandya. Who is it going to be yours? All-rounder. Is it going to be Hardik Pandya? Is it going to be Shivam Dube? Is it going to be somebody else? To all the fans, let us know in the comment section. That's the conclusion of the show. Cricket episode number 2 concludes out here. Thank you so much, both of you as well. And thank you to all the fans who have watched it. Don't forget to subscribe to the 5th Umpire as well. And let us know who is your all-rounder that's going to USA for the T20 World Cup. Thank you so much, everyone.
Who's won this debate, because I'm still picking Shivam Dube, not like what the 5th. I want an umpire's review on this one. I want an umpire's review. And I'm telling you now, I'm sticking to Shivam Dube. I'm not going for Hardik Pandya.
Decision says Hardik Pandya on the very big screen. The large screen has stated Hardik Pandya as the all-rounder for India in the World Cup.
Okay. So he says Hardik Pandya. Paaji says Dube. Once again, it's over to you guys to vote for who is your all-rounder. Thank you so much, both of you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Yeah.